Feargal has its sank in an All-Ireland final in 11 days.
Yeah, well, it's great. It's great to be there. We would have taken it 5 minutes ago on Saturday, and since then it's been a bit chaotic. But listen, we're just delighted that we got over the line Saturday, and we have an All-Ireland final to look forward to.
What was it like on the sideline? Was it tough coming, especially to those dire minutes, in that extra time?
Yeah. It was better than sitting in your living room, which I had suffered in the Ulster final. So it was good. It was exciting, and everybody seemed to enjoy the game generally as a good spectacle. So listen, it was great.
And just speaking on the Ulster final, you did watch it from your living room because of COVID. Someone said you had like a wire piece that you could speak back to Brian in Croke Park.
Well, I had an open call to Joe and Brian and Collie and Peter and those guys, but listen, I might as well have been sitting doing nothing because it was in very good hands, obviously, and you don't know whether you're adding value or taking away value any time. But the issue was that the noise on the phone was ahead of the TV, so it was fairly hectic that way. So you could hear the roar of the crowd, but you didn't know what had happened. So I wouldn't recommend it.
And I was asking Brian there just about you as co-managers and how it's working out and, how you are getting on. And he sort of laughed and said, well, look, it must be working out well.
Well, I hope it was all positive what he said. But listen, to be honest, it's working out great. And everybody knows Brian's characteristics. And they're fairly fundamental towards Tyrone football and its progress, and he has taken us to the summit, himself and Peter, as players. And let's see what happens now. But listen, it's a collective now. There's a major group of people who are in the background doing everything and keeping the players right. So listen, management is management. There's a collective now, and it's potentially, it can be overstated.
And I was saying to some of the guys there that you have been building over the last, like the full championship. I've watched all the games, I've covered them all, and I always said that the best is yet to come with this Tyrone team. There's something going on there. You could see a lot of the lads were developing and building, and yeah, you see the fruits of it now.
Yeah, well, listen, let's hope that it keeps on that flight path because you could hit a wave any day that could throw you off course. But we've had such a short run, really, and I'm not. The league was very, very truncated with those 3 games. Then we went to Killarney and we just got caned in Killarney, and then we set straight into the championship. But as you say, we do feel that the team is coming together and the players are developing throughout, and that's probably natural progress too. But let's just hope it keeps on that flight path.
And just speaking on that Kerry game in that league, when you did, it was 6 goals that went by you that day. Did that sort of make you in a way to get to this point?
Well, listen, it's either make or break you. There's no, it's either fight or flight or whatever they say at that stage. So yeah, well, what it does is it takes any notions out of your head that you're any better than you are, and that the only way to get better is to get stuck in, work hard, and be faithful to the cause. And the players did that, and it's worked out fairly well since. And just hope it keeps going.
And coming through, obviously, the Ulster Championship, rather than we seen Kerry coming through the Munster, they sort of walked it, let's say. Did you have those maybe more intense games?
Yeah, possibly. It's always difficult to know exactly what the influences are and what the causes are, and I'm sure in Kerry it's a difficult week that way. But Ulster's ultra competitive. I think there's 4 Ulster teams now in Division 1, and it's always competitive, So listen, it's great when you win and it stands to you, but it can leave you fairly sore as well. So listen, we'll see what happens and what the future holds in terms of the structures of the championships and whatever. So listen, we were glad of those 3 good games, and we were glad we staggered across the line generally. And against Cavan, second half we got a bit of a break. Donegal was a very tight affair down to the end, and listen, Monaghan could have gone either way.
And now you have Mayo next, All-Ireland final. No one's going to begrudge Mayo an All-Ireland final, no way. But obviously you want to get there just as much. What do you expect from them?
Well, we expect everything we've watched and admired over the past number of years and down the years. Ultimately, they beat the team of teams, which was Dublin. So we expect them to be, they're well placed as favourites, and we know their footballing ability, and they've been in more All-Ireland finals. Their experience bank is big. They've got a fresh new flush of talent in here with a lot of speed and a lot of movement. So listen, this is a massive, massive challenge, and let's just hope it's a good competitive game and that the best team wins.
What would it mean to Tyrone, to you, to your family, to everyone involved to go up and win that Sam Maguire in Croke Park on the 11th of September?
Well, listen, it would be absolutely everything as we stand here now, but that'll be easier described if it happens. We'll just see how we go.